What if everything, or just about everything that you've been taught about manifesting success and either money or love or abundance, what if the things that you've been taught isn't actually helping you, but it is actually blocking you or hurting you from getting the results that you want? And while some of the teachings that we hear in this niche of spirituality and the law of attraction may sound really good to hear, because it is a great idea that what we do is we think about, we visualize, we do these little like esoteric things, and then our reality just instantly shifts. What if those are actually blocking us from hearing and actually experiencing what we want? So in this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you the biggest myths that most people believe when it comes to manifesting success. And I'm going to share with you what I've learned in the process of creating success for myself, from working a 9-to-5 job selling women's shoes back in 2017 to now living the life of my dreams. And I do live, and I really get to experience life in a way that I never thought it would happen this fast. The way that everything's happened, but it has happened fast. But there are things that blocked me and held me back from experiencing what I have as quickly as I have that will completely change it all for you. I've seen so many people that are blocking themselves because of what I share with you in this episode. And if you watch it to the end, I promise you it will accelerate your journey of creating success for yourself and of enjoying the process along the way. So first off, this is, when I look to my life and I see this, if you were to expand out my life, almost like in a timeline, there are certain things that accelerated my success, and there are certain things that halted my success. And one of the biggest things that held me back and blocked me from creating success is an ideology that some people refer to as think a better thought. If you just think better thoughts, you will manifest your dream life. Well, if you're watching this video and you have thought better thoughts and you're thinking better thoughts, are you really experiencing a better reality? Are you attracting the money, the love, the success, or whatever you want? Because I'm not here to bash or to say that that can't work, but in general, for me, thinking a better thought did not change my life. Thinking a better thought did not help me manifest my dream life. And the reason being is because thoughts are fickle little things. The thoughts we think are very surface level. Thoughts stem from belief. That's where everything begins to change. Now, when I started making videos in 2016, leading up to 2017, I was working that 9-to-5 job selling women's shoes at Barney's, New York in Las Vegas. And I go into work every day. I'd work 40 hours a week. Prior to that, I remember I was listening to a lot of Abraham Hicks. And by the way, I think Abraham Hicks helps a lot of people. I think it's great content. I'm not trying to bash. I'm not like somebody that's just bashing on different ideologies and content, because under the right context, like if somebody's thinking very negative thoughts, then I could see that thinking better thoughts will help them get out of that. So I'm not saying that this can't work for certain things. It also, if you're feeling differently, that will affect your reality. But this is what blocks people, is because people think that if you think a better thought, that's all you have to do. And for me, back in 2017, one thing I was doing is I was visualizing me like meeting certain people that were going to put me on. My ideology was very disempowering. I wanted to meet Tony Robbins, and I wanted to help him and his wife with shoes. They were going to see all this potential in me and like give me some type of they were going to give me something. This is a pet peeve I have too. And I don't want to, I don't want to spread negative energy or anything, but sometimes I notice that the way certain spiritual people want to manifest things is they want to manifest people giving them things. Like, oh, I'm just going to have this person give me this. I'm just going to have, I want to manifest an amazing house on the beach, so I want to be gifted that. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that expanding our scope of abundance is powerful, because a lot of times we say that abundance is just money. Like only money is the way that abundance is, and it could be opportunity. Could be someone giving you a cool place to live. But the thing that I want to share is don't let that be the only way. It's not the only way to create abundance is by people giving you things, because I wanted Tony Robbins to give me some type of like opportunity that would put me on, because I couldn't see how I could actually, with empowerment, create my dream life. And in February of 2017, I made the choice to go daily on YouTube. And that transformed my life in so many different ways. I had to hold the vision and go daily on YouTube, and that changed my sense of identity. I started putting out and getting better at speaking on camera. And within 3 to 6 months, my whole entire life began to transform before my eyes. But what happened because of that? I made the choice. I made a choice. And it wasn't I made a choice to think about it more. I made a choice to be that version of me. So one of the biggest things that I see holding people back is they remain in the thought realm. And I was like that for a long time, where I was thinking better thoughts. I was thinking and I was visualizing what it would be like for me to be working and doing what I love full time and living from home. And I can see now, though, that for like 6 months to a year, I was stuck in that mode. I was stuck in the sitting on my couch and wanting to manifest from thinking mode. And I remember hearing certain YouTubers talk about taking massive action. And I thought, that sounds so low vibrational to have to take massive action. But it's the thing that made all the difference. It really made all the difference when I started taking action. When I started being it is when things really began to change. So I know that you want to hear that you can watch the movie The Secret, which I think opened up the door for many people. So I think it has a lot of good things that it's done. For me, it changed my life when I saw that thoughts create our reality, but you don't stay in the thoughts. You move into the action. You move into the being. And that's really what changes everything. So for me, I started making daily videos on YouTube in February 2017, and that also shifted my identity. Also, starting on January 1st until the 21st of 2022, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm doing a 21-day magnetic abundance challenge where we're going to be breaking down our beliefs about money and abundance, finding our life purpose to really align to a higher vibrational us and to be more magnetic for abundance than ever before. So everything I'm talking about in this video, plus we're going to be going a lot deeper. A lot of this stuff gets down to like our core wounds with our parents and stuff like that, but there's going to be breath work. I'm going to be bringing on my shadow work integration coach. I'm going to be bringing on my friend Drew Canoli, like some successful, abundant, high vibe people that maybe you know of, and they're going to be doing Q&As and we're going to be answering questions, but it's a 21-day live event. So if you want to join, now is the time to join. Go to aarondowdy.com/money, MONEY, or click the link that you see in the top of the description box. And yeah, we get started with that soon. So I can't wait for it, but now's the cheapest price you'll ever see it when this episode comes out. And now's the time to join. There's some bonuses there that are awesome as well. So with that being said, I hope to see you on the inside of that. Now, some people, I remember even when I was meeting other YouTubers, I met my friend Victor Odo, who's my best friend. I remember meeting other YouTubers like Bridget Nielsen and other people, and they would see I was making videos every single day on YouTube. And there were only maybe one or two other YouTubers doing that. I think Infinite Waters was doing that, Ralph Smart, and that was just about it. Everyone else was making like 1 or 2 videos a week. So I decided if I do what a lot of other people aren't doing, I'm going to set myself apart. I just kind of knew that. So I decided to make the daily videos, and that was my way of being different, of kind of standing myself apart. And I realized certain patterns as well. I looked at my own life and I saw that every single day I worked at Barney's New York, I'd go into my lunch break and I would put up my iPad and I would eat my food. I would either eat, I'd go to the Grand Lux Cafe, which is kind of like a Cheesecake Factory high-end version of that. I'd get like bread and butter, and I would be eating my bread and my butter, and I would be eating whatever other food that I brought, but that was like my side thing, and I'd always buy a pastry. Wasn't the healthiest, but that's what I would do. And I would watch on my iPad, I would watch that of YouTube videos. And what I realized is if somebody had a daily vlog, at the time, it was Jake Paul was on his come up, and I was just so fascinated with these extremely high energy vlogs every single day was just crazy to me. So I was watching his vlogs, Logan Paul's vlogs. I was watching Casey Neistat's vlogs, and I noticed something. When they did daily videos, I got into the habit of watching their videos every single day. So every single day I would like look forward to this association with eating with my iPad. And I would sit there at this cafe. What was that cafe called? It was like a baguette cafe where they served coffee and stuff. And I would just sit there and I would watch my YouTube people that I would watch. And I noticed that if they made daily videos, I'd get into the habit of watching them every day and I would look forward to it. So I thought to myself, what if I started making daily videos? What if I became that for other people that were watching me? But I had to break through some blocks because I felt like I wasn't worthy. I wasn't special enough. I felt like I had to be ultra creative and do some crazy editing for people to watch my videos. It was a worthiness thing. Like people wouldn't watch me just for sharing ideas. They would only watch me if I like had some crazy cool editing and B-roll and all these transition stuff. And I realized that wasn't practical to be doing daily videos and all that editing. I did all my editing for like the first year and a half. I had so much trouble letting go of control. So I was like, I'm the only one that can edit my videos. And by the way, my editing was super simple. I made every video I make in one take. Like even this video is all in one take. I'm not like doing jump cuts every 2 seconds. Like, hey guys, okay, here am I here now. And it's like, it's all one thing, but there's like an intro and an outro. And I'm the only one that could do that. That's what I believed for a while. But nonetheless, as I started making the daily videos, I realized that my views, people started to kind of get hooked on my videos, and that's when my channel started to explode. And but as I was doing that, after about a week or two of making videos, that was the only initial hard part for making the videos. After a week or two, guess what happened? My identity shifted. I started to see myself as a YouTuber. I am somebody that is making daily videos. That's my identity. So it was easy for me to get up every day to make videos. Now, here's the interesting thing. When friends would come to me, I remember Bridget, Victor, other people that came to me, they're like, how do you make daily videos on YouTube? I'm like, it's actually not that hard. Once you do it, the only hard part is the first week of doing it. After that, it becomes a part of the identity. It becomes a part of like the natural base point. It's like going to the gym. Going to the gym is hard and it requires willpower for about a week or two. And then you start to get used to it. Then you start to feel the benefit of the pump and you start to feel really like good. And then you keep going and then it becomes a part of your identity. There's something that shifts. It's like going to yoga. When you go to Bikram yoga, they tell you, when you start going to Bikram yoga, you go once, they say, come every day for a week to really know the benefits of it. One of the reasons they're telling you to go every single day for a week is maybe, yeah, I guess you'll feel more benefits if you go more than just once. But if you go for a week, you might buy the Lululemon pants. You might buy the Lululemon or the Gaia, whatever, like yoga mat. And then you start to shift your identity. Who buys a yoga mat and Lululemon? Rich white women that are like housewives that maybe also just anybody that wants to shift their identity. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. But people that want to become that yogi / identity. You see what I mean? So this is what happens with time. So now one of the other myths around manifesting success is that you need willpower to do it. Willpower is the courage, the will, like the energy for you to like say, I'm going to do this, no questions asked. Now, here's the thing. Willpower does not work long term. Willpower does not work long term. Willpower only works to a place to where then your identity shifts and it becomes natural for you. So when I go to the gym just about every day, I don't have to have willpower to go to the gym because it's natural. It's on autopilot. It's a part of my like unconscious thing that I just naturally do. Do you guys see what I mean here? So like there's certain habits that I have. Like when I switched up and I started eating healthier foods, originally I would like be stimulated by certain foods. I started eating healthier, my taste buds change, it becomes natural. I start thinking differently. Like when I eat certain foods, I want it to give me energy. I want to feel a certain way versus eating foods that like make me feel tired or getting a lot of carb food that then I crash. As I started doing that, It's almost like your body becomes more sensitive and efficient to where you wouldn't go back to the other way because you know the negative side effects of it. But it's just not like, this is my identity. This is a part of who I am to be eating this healthy food. Your taste buds adapt. Your body adapts. Your body, even like the foods that you eat consistently, your body, it's easier for you to digest those foods because your body's gotten used to it. But when you start to eat foreign foods, like when I travel, I just got back from Costa Rica, I noticed that eating certain foods, my body doesn't know necessarily what to do with it, as well as potatoes and the stuff that I eat here. So when it comes to manifesting success in general, realize that willpower, it gets easier. The more you do something, the easier it gets. The more I made videos, the easier it got to make a video. At my peak, I was making 3 YouTube videos a day. Now, I wasn't posting 3 videos a day, but I got 90 days ahead, and other YouTubers were like, they could not understand how I'd make 3 videos a day for like a month, and then I was like 90 days ahead or whatever it was. And it was easy because the first week was hard, and after that, it was easy. So remember that when it comes down to this process, that things get easier the more consistent you do it. Now, when we talk about self-image, realize that your self-image, the way that you view yourself, is on autopilot. You are thinking, feeling, and acting similar to whatever your self-image is. You can also, by the way, you can interplay these words with vibration. I know Joe Dispenza says this a lot. Dr. Joe Dispenza, he says, how you think, feel, and act is your vibration, and you have to go beyond how you think, feel, and act to experience more. It's all on autopilot. You have to kind of break up your viewpoint of who you are to then experience more. Now, for me, what that means is I've had to look at my own identity and redefine myself, reframe it for myself, for me to then go beyond into a new level. Even now on YouTube, I've now partnered up with Victor, and Victor and I are going to be doing some pretty cool things next year. Never saw I always thought I was going to be doing my own thing. I have my own vision of things. But now I'm partnering up with my best friend and also my business partner for full-time purpose. And we're going to be doing retreats, live events. We're going to be doing some cool stuff. And you want to know why one of the reasons this is happening? The way that I'm living my life now is I'm just doing more of what is fun. That's how I'm guiding my life now. Back in the day, it's what will add the most value, but also reach the most people, but also make the most abundance. It was a mixture of all these things. And what I've realized is the universe, it still supports that. I can still make digital courses and stuff like that. But now, what's exciting to me is interacting with all of you, not just via the interwebs, but in person. So doing live events, doing live retreats, that sounds much more fun. But guess what? It doesn't just sound fun, me doing it all by myself. It just feels more fun for me to do it with other people. So I'm going to be I want to create conferences, and I want to do this with other creators. I don't want to just do this by myself. I want to create very, very powerful live event transformative experiences. And I want to do that with my, with friends and stuff like that. So it's the reason being is it's just more fun. And I know that if that's the case, that what'll happen is the universe will support that, because also as I'm having more fun, that energy is trickling out. That energy is contagious, and other people will feel that. So yes, part of this is having the will to take the action that then becomes natural. So it's not like willpower, but then it's not just thinking, you are taking action. But then from there, it's you're following that excitement. I was excited to make videos back in 2017, and all I did was make videos for a year or two. But then my attention started to shift. I'm not as passionate about just making videos all the damn time. So instead, I want to interact with people. Even if I did these podcasts, you guys let me know what you think. But doing these podcasts, I want to either do podcasts with other people so that it's I have people to bounce off of, or with you guys where I answer questions and stuff like that. Maybe even a live audience. I don't know. I want to do stuff that's more just interactive. And I just feel I have to switch something up. I also have to get into the unknown a little bit more, because the known is getting boring to me. Just sitting down, making a video, it's getting a little bit boring. And when you start to get bored, you start to feel an energy or even people watching this episode, watching this video, like if I wasn't passionate about this episode at all, you would feel the energy on me and be like, he's not into it. But when you could feel my passion, when you could feel that I'm like excited about what I'm talking about, you're more hooked on it. Why? I was talking about this with my shadow work integration coach the other day. Dopamine. Dopamine is the reward. It's the anticipation molecule in the body. Now what happens is when I feel high sense of dopamine when I'm doing what I love, I then put that into my content and my work. You're feeling it and you're maybe releasing dopamine as well. So the energy is contagious thing. It's like you're feeling that dopamine spike or whatever. And it's like, that's what keeps you hooked onto my content. That's what keeps anyone hooked onto anything. I've watched all of Narcos season 1, 2, and 3 of the Colombia one. I'm now on Narcos Mexico season 2. And I look forward to watching these episodes. It's not high vibrational. I'll tell you guys that. Because Aaron's watching it, don't think, it must be real high vibe. It's not high vibe. I'm also trying to learn Spanish. So watching this show with the subtitles, it's helping me listen to Spanish a little bit more. Maybe that's how I'm rationalizing it. I don't know. But dopamine is keeping me focused on this thing. And a lot of success, it's a mixture, I think, of dopamine and also like what are called here and now molecules. There's a book called The Molecule of More that talks about this. And it talks about how like it's a balance of both. Dopamine is necessary, but most people, when it comes to success, are completely depleting themselves on dopamine. They are in their phone 24 hours a day, or not 24 hours a day, obviously, but like watching TikToks. I'm guilty of it sometimes too. I get hooked into the whole TikTok universe every now and then where I just start watching videos and like an hour later, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Awareness is key though. Awareness is key to then like shifting your energy. But what I find is I don't watch Narcos until it's the very end of my day. It's like a reward. It's like I make the content. I'm going to do a workout. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to do these things. And then at the end, I'm going to reward myself with that dopamine. And you can kind of manage it like that, but for success as well, if you managed your dopamine better and you didn't completely deplete it on some people, they masturbate like every day, crazy amounts of dopamine you're releasing, but it's like a tank that like you begin to deplete and it's like you don't have that energy to use towards your goals and stuff like that. So that's something else to become aware of is just, are you overly stimulated? Are you overly focused on like certain things in your life that are taking your energy away from you being the most powerful you that's like focused on different things? So that was something also that made a difference. Now, one of the most important parts of this I want to share, and one of the most common things that people believe about manifestation that completely blocks them from experiencing what they want, is they believe that they have to really, really want it. Really, really wanting. You got to have a white hot burning desire. And if you have a white hot burning desire, you will then create it. Now, let me show you how this actually works. Is if you really, really want it, you might take action. And when you take action, because you really, really want it, because if you really, really wanted it, you wouldn't take action. Or like if you didn't really, really want it, you wouldn't take action. If you really, really want it, then maybe you take action. And when you start to take action, you then start to change your sense of identity. You start to change how you view yourself. You start to like get into the momentum where you get into the flow. You're in the moment. And then it becomes natural, and then you get the results that you want. But here's the thing. The want is actually a lack. If you want it, you vibrationally lack it. So if I really, really want something that's on a pedestal, I really, really lack it, and I'm vibrationally also telling the universe that this thing is not natural for me to experience. Anytime I've really, really wanted someone to call me back, or I really, really wanted someone's validation or anything like that, it's literally, I block it. And I know that. Sometimes I'm in the experience of it, and I'm like, I know that I'm blocking it, but it's like, how do I not want it? But the key to this is getting to the core and making it natural. Focus more on making it natural for you. When you make it natural for yourself, when you take things off a pedestal, what happens is you then realize that you're good either way. And that's a mantra that I like to use in my life is I'm good either way. It's cool if it happens. It's cool if it doesn't happen. I intend for it to happen. That's another thing too, is intention and action are the same thing. And intention is like a will, a determination to have something. When you send that intention, you naturally take action, but the key to what I'm sharing you with the wanting is anything you want, you put on a pedestal and you block. If you want someone's validation, you want someone to acknowledge you. If you buy a new shirt and you walk around and you want people to compliment you on their shirt, because you want it, people will not compliment you on the shirt. Have you ever noticed this? Those that really, really want validation get it the least, and those that don't give a shit the most get it the most. So those that give a shit, like they really don't care if they get validation or not, they get it. Why is that? Because they give themselves the validation. They know that they're good either way. The emotions that you would create in your life if you had the ideal relationship or the money, the success, or whatever it is, those emotions already exist inside of you. And when you start to realize that, you can then start to give yourself permission to feel more worthy, whole, and complete. You can embody those emotions right now by making the choice. And this is where you can get really honest with yourself as well when it comes to manifesting success, manifesting money, is understanding the truth about reality. Want to know what the truth about reality is? There is no truth. The truth is, and at the same time, all truths are true. Whatever you believe to be true about yourself and about your reality is being reflected back to you. That's it. Some people, everything I've said in this video, by the way, everything I've said, willpower doesn't work. It does work for certain people. I'm showing you and I'm shuffling up some of the things that you've been taught about manifesting success so that you can do it in a more authentic way. You can create your own path. You can create your own sense of alignment. You can, here I'm also kind of saying the things that I wish I knew back in 2017 that would have helped me quicker or more. And taking action was a big part of that. Maybe some people with the Abraham Hicks ideology, they just think better thoughts and they create the stuff in their life. But what I'm encouraging you to do is to try it out for yourself, to find out what works for you. Because some people might look at my perspectives. I like taking action. I do. I like taking action. I'm a very grounded person. And I enjoy the physical 3D experience. Like I like having nice things. I like living in a nice house. That's just me. And because of that though, there's a certain way I go about it. Maybe part of me believes I have to work hard. Well, now I'm not working so hard. I'm enjoying what I do. I'm like having more fun now. But try it for yourself. Maybe you are able to find out that like you just think better thoughts and things happen. For me, that didn't work so much. You have to align it to your own belief system. Money, even money, is a neutral idea. Money is not good. Money is not bad. Money just is. Money is an exchange of energy. It's we say, oh, I will give you this amount of significant value that we all agree has value, and in exchange, you will give me this arbitrary thing that has this much value to me. That's all money is. Everything in life has zero meaning other than the meaning we give it. So the power of all of this is understanding that and knowing that you can choose what you give meaning to. And that part of this when it comes to manifesting success is finding the meaning of your life. What is your purpose? What are you passionate about? And as you become aware of these things, you start to put yourself on a timeline. It changes everything to do with alignment. It changes everything to do with your life in general. But the key to this is really making the choice. That's one thing that I wish I would have heard. There's a couple, if I were to summarize all of this, it'd be making the choice to become a new version of you, committing to that, and knowing that as you take action and you're being it, you're going to experience a new reality. I'd also say getting into the unknown, doing things you've never done before. That when you're in the unknown, magic happens. When you're in the known, you will only get more of what you've always got. When you think, feel, and act the same way, you get the same result. When you do something new, you open up opportunity for new results. Me branching out to do YouTube videos, me now branching out to live events, like so much synchronicity has happened because of that. Take things off a pedestal and see it as natural for you, and realize that the only hard part is the very first part of willpower, but after that, everything gets so much easier. Now, if there's one video that I think will enhance what we're talking about right now more than anything else when we're talking about letting go of these limiting beliefs, when we talk about these myths around success, is this video right here. Watch this video. It will help you to wire in everything we're talking about. And other than that, I'll talk to you on the next one. What you put out is what you get back, but when you go above and beyond, you open up new opportunities for yourself. I used to do this small little thing, and I'm going to share with you in this video the 7